The story begins with a girl named Amber. She's sitting quietly, drawing in her sketchbook, completely lost in her own world. But there's one person who never lets her have peace. Her classmate, Bowman. He constantly bullies her, and today is no different. He snatches the drawing right out of her hands. Amber had sketched herself as evil Amber, stabbing a sword through Bowman's body. Disturbing? Definitely. Bowman immediately reports her to the school therapist, and the therapist calls Amber's dad to school for a meeting. The therapist tells Amber that based on the drawing, it's clear she really hates Bowman, but she also says she understands, because people can't always control how they feel. Sometimes feelings depend on how others treat us. Amber calmly responds that her dad always taught her something important. You may not be able to control your feelings, but you can control your actions and behavior. The therapist nods, then says sometimes people make mistakes without realizing it. She asks Amber what's going through her mind right now. Amber answers with shocking honesty. She says she gets furious at people who mess with her, and if she could, she'd rip their eyes out and feed them bugs. The therapist is stunned. It's obvious Amber's hatred for Bowman runs deep, but instead of punishing her, she decides there's a better outlet for all that anger. She gives Amber a brand new sketchbook and encourages her to pour all those dark emotions into art instead. Now we meet Amber's brother, Jack. He's out in the woods, casually playing Minecraft on his phone. But after getting a text from his dad, he starts heading home. On the way, he suddenly slips and crashes hard onto the ground. He cuts his hand badly, and even worse, his phone flies into a nearby pond. Jack quickly pulls it out of the water, but the screen is completely shattered. Frustrated, he starts wiping the water off, but then something impossible happens. The cracked screen suddenly repairs itself, like nothing ever happened. Jack has no idea how that's possible, but he doesn't think too much about it, and just heads home. Back at the house, his dad Taylor serves pizza on a special plate. But the moment Jack sees it, he gets angry. That plate belonged to his mom, and it was only supposed to be used on special occasions. Jack's mother had passed away, and he didn't want one of the few things left behind by her to get broken from everyday use. While trying to calm Jack down, Amber starts getting upset too, and in one careless moment, she knocks the plate onto the floor. Crash! The plate shatters into pieces. Jack is furious, but he knows if he says anything to Amber, she'll only explode even more. So instead, he storms off to his room. Taylor is exhausted. Raising both kids alone has been wearing him down. He starts thinking about his late wife, Ellie. She used to handle everything. She always knew how to fix things. Once, when Jack drew an embarrassing sketch on Amber's face, Ellie turned it into a butterfly drawing. Remembering moments like that only makes Taylor miss her more. Meanwhile, Jack notices something strange. Earlier, blood had gotten on his clothes from the injury, so he starts changing. But when he looks at his hand, the wound is completely gone, fully healed. Jack is shocked. Now he's convinced the pond water is magical. The next day, Amber and Jack get on the school bus. Amber suddenly realizes she forgot her sketchbook at home and begs Taylor to bring it to school, but Taylor tells her she'll survive one day without it. Amber is nervous. She's terrified he might look inside, but Taylor promises her he won't peek at a single drawing. Meanwhile, Jack starts searching online about magical healing water on his phone. Amber stays upset the whole ride. Seeing her sad, Jack tries to be nice and offers her his own sketchbook to use for the day. But instead of thanking him, Amber grabs it and throws it right out the moving bus window. Jack is furious, but once again, he holds it in and says nothing. Later, we learn Taylor's sister Liz is a property dealer, and Taylor wants to sell the house. Before a potential buyer arrives, he packs up all of his and the kids' belongings into the car, so the place looks clean and ready. Liz soon arrives with a woman interested in buying the home, so Taylor waits outside in the car. While sitting there, he notices Amber's sketchbook. On the cover is a strange cat with creepy tentacles drawn around it. Then Taylor accidentally spills coffee all over the book. Panic hits instantly. He knows if Amber's drawings get ruined, she'll never forgive him. So he rushes inside and grabs a hairdryer to dry the pages as fast as possible. But then the dryer slips from his hand and crashes to the floor. Taylor ends up seeing all of Amber's drawings. They're filled with terrifying monsters, twisted creatures, and dark imagination. The sight leaves Taylor completely shaken. But for now, he tries not to think too much about what he just saw. Sometime later, Amber comes back home with Jack. The moment she sees coffee stains on her sketchbook, she instantly realizes Taylor looked through her drawings. That makes her furious. Taylor tries to explain himself. He reminds her that she used to come into his room all the time just to show him every drawing she made, and he loved every single one of them. So why, all of a sudden, won't she let him see her art anymore? Amber fires back with pain she's been holding in for years. She says every drawing she ever gave him ended up in the trash, so why would she trust him now? Taylor quietly walks over and brings back a box. Inside are all of Amber's old drawings. carefully saved. He tells her she thought he threw them away, but she was wrong. Every single thing she made meant something to him. To him, they were treasures. He admits looking through her private sketchbook was a mistake, but that doesn't mean she has to stay angry with him forever. Amber starts realizing she misunderstood him. Her anger softens and she finally opens up. She begins showing Taylor all the sketches in her new book, page after page of strange monsters and creepy creatures. But the last drawing is different. It's a yellow butterfly, the same butterfly Ellie once drew on her face to cheer her up. When Taylor sees that butterfly, it hits him emotionally. He smiles, deeply moved. Then he takes one of Amber's old drawings and adds it into the sketchbook. It was a monster sketch, and Amber decides to name him Dave. She even draws arms and eyes onto him, bringing the little creature to life on paper. Taylor had hoped the sketchbook would have some happier drawings mixed in with all the monsters. But once Amber adds eyes and hands to Dave, it's clear she's still leaning into the creepy side. Meanwhile, Jack has fully figured out that the pond water is magical. Using some of the water, he repairs the broken special plate perfectly, making it look brand new again. Then he notices Ellie's bag nearby, the one containing her ashes. Jack suddenly gets an idea. If the water can fix a broken phone and a shattered plate, maybe it can bring his mom back too. So early the next morning, Jack sneaks out with Ellie's ashes and heads toward the pond. But Amber has noticed him going into the woods every day, and this time she secretly follows him all the way there. Jack is just about to pour Ellie's ashes into the water when Amber stops him. In the struggle, her sketchbook slips from her hands and falls straight into the pond. Jack quickly uses a stick to pull it back out, but the second he does, bubbles begin rising from deep under the water. Something is happening. Jack immediately realizes the truth. The monsters inside Amber's sketchbook are about to come to life. He grabs Amber, rushes her home, and says nothing. Once they get back, they discover every single drawing inside the book is gone. Every page is blank. At the same time, terrifying sounds start echoing from the woods. Now Jack is certain of it. Amber's sketch monsters are alive, but he still doesn't tell her the truth. And somewhere nearby, evil Amber has already come to life. She goes to the mall, buys art supplies, and returns to the pond. The next morning, Taylor goes to wake Amber up for school, but instead of finding her in bed, he discovers her hiding inside the closet. She says something was tapping on her window all night long. When Taylor checks the window, he sees some kind of yellow substance smeared on the glass. Amber starts questioning Jack about the strange noises from the woods and the missing drawings from her book, but Jack quickly silences her. He doesn't want Taylor hearing any of this. Unfortunately, Taylor already overheard everything. He says the magical water fixed his broken phone screen and even repaired the shattered special plate. Then Amber accidentally dropped her sketchbook into the pond, and now he thinks all the monsters she drew have come to life. Taylor thinks Jack is making the whole story up just to mess with him, so he sends him off to school. But then he notices the special plate, completely restored, without a single crack. Taylor is stunned. On the bus ride to school, Amber starts asking Jack again. She wants to know how her drawings disappeared and what made those noises in the woods. But Jack brushes it off, claiming it was probably just wild animals. Suddenly, the bus driver spots a crashed Jeep in the road ahead. The vehicle is wrecked, but there's no one around. The only strange thing nearby is some blue substance spilled across the pavement. Bowman, being Bowman, starts honking the horn to see if anyone's inside. But instead of a person, Amber's sketch monster Dave suddenly appears. Everyone on the bus panics. The driver floors the gas, trying to speed the bus forward and get everyone away from Dave. But in the chaos, she crashes into the Jeep instead. The impact sends the bus sliding into a field, and the driver gets knocked unconscious. The collision damages the bus sensors, and now the doors won't open. Everyone is trapped inside. Amber then tells the terrified kids something even worse. She says Bowman's horn woke Dave up, and if they don't put him back to sleep fast, he's going to kill them all. Jack quickly starts playing music on his phone, hoping it'll put Dave back to sleep. But before it works, Dave smashes through the bus emergency exit, grabs Jack by the legs, and starts dragging him out of the bus. Everyone panics. Then, just in time, another student starts playing music on their phone too. The sound works instantly, and Dave falls into a deep sleep again. Jack helps Bowman climb out of the bus, but Bowman only thinks about himself. Instead of saving the other kids, he runs straight into the woods to save his own skin. Jack and the others manage to escape too. But then another song suddenly starts playing from a phone, waking Dave right back up. Furious, the monster charges at them. The kids scatter into the forest. Luckily, because Dave only has 2 short legs, he can't keep up with them very well. As they run, Amber tells Jack something important. She also drew monsters that attack only Bowman. That means Bowman is in even more danger than everyone else. They have to find him first. So Jack and Amber head deeper into the woods to save him. Meanwhile, Taylor gets a call from Amber's school, but the signal inside his car is terrible, and the call drops. He rushes inside the house to grab his phone, but now he can't find it anywhere. After searching for a while, he finally spots it behind some boxes, along with the coffee mug he spilled earlier. But sitting on top of the mug is one of Amber's sketch monsters, Idor. Taylor freezes in fear. Then he grabs the special plate and smashes the creature with it, killing it. As soon as it dies, the monster's body turns bright red like spilled ink. At the same time, Liz gets a call from the school. They tell her that after the attack on the bus, both Amber and Jack are missing. Taylor wastes no time and races to the crash site where Dave attacked the bus. A police officer hands him Jack's phone and explains that some of the children were found at a nearby gas station. They said Jack, Amber, and Bowman all ran into the woods. Taylor is horrified. Now all he can think about is finding his kids. Liz tries to calm him down, saying maybe the children already made it home. So the two of them start driving back. But suddenly, a cat slams into the front of their car. They jump out to check on it, and somehow the cat is completely fine. That's when they realize it's the strange cat from the cover of Amber's sketchbook. Liz carefully tries to pet it, but the cat sprays paint right into their faces. Then it uses giant tentacles to fling Taylor's car aside like it weighs nothing, before casually walking away. Liz is completely shaken. She turns to Taylor and asks why he removed every photo of Ellie from the house. Did he ever even talk to the kids about their mom? To her, it looks like he's tried to erase Ellie completely. Maybe that's why Amber keeps drawing monsters. Taylor gets emotional. He says he could never forget Ellie. The truth is, seeing her photos every day only reminded him of how much he missed her, and it hurt too much. That's why he put them away. Then Taylor notices something terrifying. A flying monster perched on top of a tower. Amber had once described that creature as one that grabs people and drinks their blood. Without wasting another second, Taylor and Liz get out of there fast. Back in the woods, two more of Amber's monsters find Bowman. One of them, Marker, starts blaring an alarm sound to summon another monster named Tetler. But Amber had drawn Tetler blind, so even when it arrives, it can't find Bowman to eat him. Jack and Amber rush in and pull Bowman away just in time. Marker keeps sounding the alarm, so Jack grabs it and throws it into the water, destroying it instantly. Since it was only a sketch creature, water ruins it. Tetler charges toward them next, but Amber throws a rock far away, distracting it. While the blind monster follows the sound, the three kids escape and run home. Once they're safe for the moment, Amber finally breaks down. She tells Jack that whenever she felt angry, hurt, or upset, she would draw monsters to let out all her rage. But she swears she never wanted any of this to happen. She never wanted anyone to get hurt. Jack comforts her. He says none of this is really her fault, and they'll figure it out together. But to stop all the monsters, they need one powerful weapon that can destroy them all at once. Amber suddenly gets an idea. She tells Jack he spends all day playing Minecraft, so why not design some kind of special weapon? Jack actually likes the idea and immediately starts sketching. Then Bowman looks at Amber and asks the question that's been eating at him. What did he ever do to deserve having so many monsters created just to kill him? Amber stares at him and reminds him exactly what he did. Every day he sat in the back of the bus, pulled her hair, and humiliated her in front of the whole class. Of course she hated him. Bowman nervously asks if she really wanted to see him hurt or killed by monsters. Amber coldly answers no. She didn't want monsters to kill him. She wanted to stab him herself with a sword. Bowman is instantly terrified. By this point, Jack has finished drawing a weapon, powerful enough to destroy every monster at once. Now all they need to do is drop the sketch into the magical pond so it can become real. Armed with water guns, the three kids get ready to head out. But right before they leave, both Amber and Bowman suddenly need to use the bathroom. Amber is taking forever, so Bowman decides to sneak into Taylor's room instead. The second he opens the door, he freezes. The room is crawling with dozens of idors. Terrified, Bowman slams the door shut, but it's too late. Several of the creatures escape into the house. Jack immediately starts attacking them with the water gun. Amber panics, accidentally opens Taylor's room door, and makes things even worse. Now the idors spread all through the house. Bowman screams and runs outside again. Jack keeps blasting the creatures with water while Amber rushes into the bathroom and turns the shower on full blast. Water sprays everywhere, killing a huge number of idors. The surviving ones flee. Amber and Jack end up trapped inside the bathroom together. Then, out of nowhere, Bowman returns holding a water hose. He sprays the hallway and wipes out almost every idor left in the house. A little later, Taylor and Liz arrive, but by then, all three kids are already gone. Seeing the destroyed house, Taylor panics. He runs into the woods searching for them, but there's no sign of the kids anywhere. Defeated and worried, he eventually heads back home. Liz then tells him something hard to hear. In her opinion, Taylor has been so focused on worrying about Amber that he's been ignoring Jack. Amber draws monsters to release her anger, but Jack acts like he's fine, and that's exactly why he may need help the most right now. At that moment, they hear tapping on the window. When they look over, they see a yellow sketch butterfly outside the glass. It's the same butterfly Amber drew in memory of her mother. Meanwhile, deeper in the woods, Amber suddenly drops to the ground and starts crying. Jack tells her they need to keep moving, but she snaps at him in anger. Jack finally loses patience. He asks what is wrong with her. He says he's always trying to help, but she only takes her anger out on him. She doesn't even understand Dad's feelings, and keeps yelling at him too. Amber fires back. She says she hates being treated like she needs to be looked after. Every time Jack or Taylor tries to protect her, it makes her feel broken, like something is wrong with her, like she's weak, and she's tired of feeling that way. Then she demands the truth. She knows Jack still brought their mother's ashes with him. He took them to the pond yesterday because he wanted to bring Mom back to life. Bowman is completely stunned hearing all of this. Amber tells Jack that maybe he thinks bringing their mother back would make her happy, but it wouldn't. Jack argues back, asking what would be so wrong about fixing things. Every time he tries to make something better, Amber assumes the worst, and he truly believes that if their mother came back, all of them would be happy again. With that, he storms off ahead. As he walks, Jack finds a broken piece of the special plate. Seeing it crushes him emotionally, but then memories of happy times with his mom come rushing back. Around him, the Idors have dragged many of the family's belongings into the woods. Among the mess, Jack even finds some of Amber's old drawings. Then he spots evil Amber. She's standing there calmly, creating new monsters by drawing them and bringing them to life. She notices Jack too, but strangely, she doesn't attack him. At some point, Jack had dropped the sketch of their special weapon. Evil Amber picks it up and tears it to pieces. Bowman instantly recognizes her. This is the same evil version Amber once drew, the one stabbing him with a sword. Amber warns him that evil Amber doesn't just want to kill Bowman anymore. She wants to kill everyone alive. She only wants to watch people suffer and die. Jack turns to Amber and tells her something important. He says he can't believe she ever saw herself as a monster, because she's nothing like that creature. She cares about people. She has a good heart. Just because she drew monsters doesn't mean she is one. Then he shows her one of her old drawings. In it, Amber had drawn Jack holding a Minecraft diamond sword. Jack smiles and says this is who she really is, not that monster. She shouldn't care what other people think of her. To him and to Dad, she has always been good, and always will be. Evil Amber destroyed their weapon sketch, and they have no art supplies left to make another one. So Bowman does something unexpected. He walks straight toward evil Amber and distracts her, giving Jack a chance to grab her supplies and start drawing a new weapon. Along with evil Amber, the other monsters soon arrive and start chasing Bowman through the woods. Desperate to escape, he dives into a tent and hides inside. But the second he looks up, there's an Idor already in the tent with him. Bowman screams at the top of his lungs and bolts right back out. The monsters close in, ready to attack. But just in time, Taylor and Liz arrive with the yellow butterfly leading them. They jump in and manage to destroy both monsters. At the same time, Amber runs to grab the art supplies so she can finish drawing the weapon. But evil Amber spots her and charges straight at her, trying to kill her before she can finish. Jack grabs a lighter and a spray can, creating a burst of fire to scare evil Amber back. It works for a moment, giving Amber a chance to start sketching the weapon. But there's a problem. Evil Amber had already used up and ruined almost every pen. Then Jack slips and crashes to the ground. He tries burning evil Amber's face, hoping it'll stop her, but she barely reacts. Instead, she grabs Jack by the throat and starts choking him. Amber has no time left. Earlier, she had drawn tentacles onto her own hands, so she jumps into the magical pond and transforms them into real tentacles. Using them, she yanks evil Amber away from Jack and saves him. But evil Amber is incredibly strong. She grabs Amber's arm and starts overpowering her. That's when Jack charges in with the diamond sword and slices evil Amber's hand clean off. Enraged, evil Amber rushes them again, but this time Bowman steps up. Using the powerful attack from his super gun, he blasts evil Amber and destroys her for good. Taylor finally reaches the kids and runs toward Amber, but suddenly a giant snake monster slithers toward her, ready to strike. Taylor freezes in terror, but moments later he realizes Amber is safe. Seeing his daughter unharmed fills him with relief. Then Jack takes all of Amber's old drawings and throws them into the magical pond. Those drawings come to life and begin destroying the remaining monsters one by one. As the chaos settles, Jack picks up the box containing his mother's ashes and stares at it quietly. Taylor gently tells him he knows what Jack has been trying to do, but before he makes any more choices, Taylor wants him to listen. He says all of them miss Ellie deeply, and he admits he hasn't done a good job as a father. For so long, he kept thinking Amber was the one who needed to be fixed, but now he realizes Amber was the only one being honest from the start. Unlike him and Jack, Amber never hid her pain. She let her feelings out through her drawings. Taylor apologizes for letting Jack down, for not spending enough time with him, and for making Jack feel like it was his job to fix everything. Through tears, Jack says he's sorry too, but now it doesn't matter anymore, because they can't bring Mom back even if they wanted to. He accidentally broke the box, and Ellie's ashes were scattered everywhere. Taylor doesn't get angry at all. Instead, he pulls Jack into a hug and comforts him. Amber also lets the yellow butterfly go with the rest of the drawings, finally saying goodbye in her own way. Later, Taylor puts all of Ellie's photos back up around the house. Amber's anger and sadness are finally gone. Instead of drawing monsters now, she starts creating beautiful, happy artwork. If you enjoyed this video, then check out this one too, where a boy finds a magical crayon that can bring anything he draws to life in the real world.